center stage of being helped.
Okay, brother. Jazakallah khair. One, we need to know who is an orphan. According to Islam, an orphan is, those are the children who are left with no protection because of the loss of their father. That is according to Islam. When someone loses his father, he is taken to be an orphan.
An orphan.
Yes.
Okay.
There are many importances and benefits.
Before you move on to the importance,
Yeah.
so if you lose a father, you qualify to be an
Yeah,
orphan.
an
How
orphan.
about a mother?
No, that's for the animals. If an animal lost the mother, it is also
Regarded to
as
to
an
be
orphan,
an
yes.
orphan.
But we human beings, when you lose your father, that's when you're regarded as
So
an
the
orphan.
father has a special obligation
Yes.
that he showed us.
Yes, though it's not common here in Uganda. Here, like when you lose your mom, it's like you're an orphan, but because there are many fathers here who neglect their families, you know, understand.
Yes.
But according to Islam, a father, when you lose your father, that's when you become an orphan.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, then can you, journey us through the importances of caring for an orphan? And you watching this show where Hajat Shan is here with us, you should be able to take your mind and think about this concept. How many orphans do you have, if any? Have you really digested the importance of caring for these orphans? What is your take on this? Yes, Hajat.
According to Islam, there are many benefits. Those people who look after orphans, many of them. But the first one is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant us Jannah. That is a sure deal. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, the one who looks after an orphan will be with me in Jannah. And he raised his two fingers like this, which means it's a sure win. When you look after an orphan, direct you will be with the Prophet in Jannah. I believe everyone would like to be with the Prophet, isn't it? Because we are following the Quran and we are following the Sunnah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we really wish to be with a Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Jannah.
Okay.
Yes, before we look at the importances and the benefits of looking after an orphan, one should know why you should be with an orphan. And also one should know the results when you treat an orphan in a harsh way. When you torture them, there are also side effects. Although we are looking at the benefits, but there are also side effects of looking after. When you look after the orphan, at the same time you torture him, or how I wish we could look first at the.
So there are consequences.
Yes, the consequences.
If you fail to really handle this orphan
yes.
well.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's so common here, like when people, like, you lose your friend or the relative, and at the burial, most of the people, they come out, I'll look after this, I'll look after his orphans, and just to show off.
So there's that tension, and people are really pouring out their hearts in sympathy.
Yes.
And then it is also, some kind of excitement.
Yes.
Let me take this. Let me take the other one.
Because God is there, this one is seeing me, this one. But at the end of the day, that is an amana. Why? Maybe there was someone else who would look after the orphans, but because so and so said, I'll look after that orphan, you end up tatukiriza na buvunanyizibwa. At the end of the day, n'abaana ne basigala nga bali vulnerable. Tebayina buyambi at the day. Yet someone said, I'll do this because he wants to show people that.
Maybe just also to chip in something small. It's also a growing concern.
Yeah.
That many people shoulder the responsibility when they raise their hands. I'll take that one. I'll take the other one.
Yes.
They carry away the orphans, and then they subject child labor.
Yes.
On these children. They become the maids. They have other hidden intentions. I don't have a maid at home. I think this is a bit a grown-up daughter. I think I should be able to take on this kind of daughter.
That's true. and also on the side of men. You should know before you take the orphan, you have to know your wife's behaviors.
Okay.
You know, one, you have to discuss with your wife. You know, I lost my friend. I lost my friend. So I would like to bring the orphans home. Just you have to discuss with the wife, because we, the mothers, we are the root cause of the torture of the orphans. You know, so it's better. Like if you're a man, you first have to discuss with your wife that I'll bring an orphan here. How do you see? How do you understand? Because at the end of the day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask you who took the vow, you know. So I would like to tell our viewers, kindly just know what you're supposed to do with the orphan. How are you going to treat him? The Islamic rules on the orphans, you have to know them. One, you know, for example, I had one orphan. I got him from the street. So with all I'm taking care of many orphans.
Around how many?
They are like 600
orphans.
Yes,
plus.
yes.
We have one ummah.
Yes, under one ummah.
One ummah charity organization.
Yes,
okay.
But as me, even right now, they are watching me. They're at home.
Okay.
I have 17 members in the house.
Okay.
But alhamdulillah, they are my own kids. I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here, I was telling you about the story of the little boy that I got from the street. He was 6 years. But you know, I visit them every visitation day. Okay. One day, I missed his visitation, but I sent someone to visit him. I'd traveled somewhere. So when I came back, before I came back, you know, he got a rope, he was going to kill himself. 6 years. But everyone asked him what happened. He couldn't tell anyone around. But when I came back, I went, he told me, Mom, you left me. I knew that you had left me, that's why I was going to kill what? Because it was my first time to miss his visitation. So he was going to kill himself because...
He was not visited.
What the point here is, wowotu temulekwa, manya chicho ngeri chijo ino muisamu. You understand? If you're at home, make sure that there's no segregation between the orphan and your kids. If you're going to buy something for your kids, make sure you also buy for the... Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, enyumba esinga okubeera embi ennungi eyerimu mulekwa ng'ate alabirirwa bulungi. And the worst of it is the house where there is an orphan and is treated and is tortured. You understand? That is the worst house.
So the child misses the father, is an orphan.
Yes.
And that psychological torture, is built on another fashion of torture in the home. So it's really is undergoing several kinds of tortures.
Yes, please.
Okay. So the men should be able to inform
their wives, yes,
as they take on the orphans.
Yes.
But do they really take on this responsibility? Some simply say, "Arijalu qawwamuna 'ala an-nisa," that men are above women. Why do I have to sit with my wife, concerning this? They think they should be able to, to dominate and
decide
and all that.
I think since it's the mom that stays with the kid, it's the mom to nurture the kid, it's the mom to feed the kids. I think it's better to discuss with the wife first. Reason being, for you have to go at work every day. So it's better you discuss with your wife first before you take the decision. You understand? So the other point is that you should not try to replace their parents. What do I mean? This is the side, the other effect. That before you take the orphan, you should know that you don't have to force the orphans to feel that like you're their parent. Why? Because abazadde bayinza okuba baali bamuyisa mu mbeera ennungi. I think I have to treat the orphan well so that he himself will just feel that at least I'm the mother. So you don't have to force him or her to say, on mama wange, on what and what. Psychologically, just do the actions that will bring the orphans to know that this replaced my what? My parents.
So the action should translate into the fatherhood. That really this is my father that I'm missing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I see. Thank you so much. So our dear viewers, we are still discussing a very pertinent issue, the importance of caring for orphans. And Hajati Shani Chigozi is really an authority, just as I mentioned this. She has already told you she's caring for 700 orphans. She has a charitable organization, and over 70 other orphans in your house?
17.
17.
Yes, and my mom has like 20 since
like
we
20.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
So what is your take as a viewer on STV? What is your take? How does it really touch you to be able to really, join the bandwagon of ensuring that you also really take up such a responsibility at your own level as an individual, as a family, as a community, and all that? You are still sharing with us some of the importances of caring for the orphans.
No, we are not yet on the importances.
Yes.
The other thing I wanted to tell our viewers before you take the orphans, before you take the orphan, there is something else you should know. When those kids lose their parents, there is the empisa babadde beyisamu with the parents. Oyinza otwala omwana n'omutwala mu baana bo nga beeyisa bulala. Nene orphan yeeyisa bulala. According to the way her parents or his parents told her.
I've been handling her.
Yes. When you see this boy or girl is harsh, try to take the orphans to the counselors. Because he has something in his mind. They used to provide everything for him or her. But for you, you cannot, according to your situation, you understand. Then if it's like too much demanding, I want this,
then you give up and say,
let's try some counselors. Because oyomana inzo okuba kutya, maybe oli mukambwe. So gezaako bafune counselors, basobole okwogerako, because they can express themselves to the counselors. Maybe nga gwe oli mukambwe. So that omwana oyo b'osazeewo omutwala, embeera zikwatagana n'ez'abaana bo, ky'omwagala abeere, bw'olaba kikulemye, try to take them to the counselors. There are some orphans on the streets. Don't expect a street girl or street boy to behave the same way as your kids do. You understand?
Yes.
So there is a way you have to handle them.
And culturally, there are those on the streets,
Yes.
but they started in homes of certain adopters.
Yes,
those
and
that had
after being
adopted them.
tortured, yeah.
Yes, then they ran away.
Yes, and that's so common. And bonna basinga benyina, that is the case.
I think just as you are emphasizing the point
Yeah.
of, so these are some of the prerequisites.
Okay.
These are some of the issues you need to consider. And we have always, missed a huge point on this. The moment they say so and so has died, then you raise up your hand.
Yes,
Let me take one. Let me take the other one.
Thank you. But just to know our viewers there, when you say, I'll take this child over or no, just to show off eyovo ewa Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala banja, it's libali kuvunanyizibwako. You have to fulfill it.
Okay.
Because olemeseza abantu abalala bandikoze, and it's so common. Tubeera twagala abantu okutulaba, gwe n'oyagala abantu bakulabe praising, you raise your hand. Nze nsazeewo ngenda kulabirira this child and what. No. At the end of the day, you take the child, you treat him as your maid, you n'omuteeka mu mbeera omwana gy'agenda okwejjusa.
Okay.
You understand? Naye manya nti Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala omuliro gukulinze.
So it is amana, it's an obligation, a
It's
responsibility.
an amana. If you know you're not going to treat an orphan equally with your kids, kindly spare the orphan, jali yonna. Just take care of him or her from far.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
Many preachers really have the command, the magic of communication,
Yeah.
of inspiration, about the goodness of caring or looking after orphans.
Yeah.
And that drives inspiration and motivation and excitement.
Yes.
You see? Now, according to what you are saying, it shows that, well, you may be excited to take
Yes.
on that responsibility, but at the same time, it is a passport
To
into Jahannam.
Aywa. Yes, that's true.
Okay.
It's a yes, if you don't treat them equally.
Okay.
But although while your side effect of taking care of the orphan, like you're torturing him or her, but there are also some other benefits
That you get along the way.
One, taking care of an orphan, door to Jannah, ya Rab, straight. Omuntu yenna alabiridde mulekwa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yatusuubiza Jannah. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam promised us, whoever takes care of the orphans will be like me in Jannah.
In the paradise.
Yes, in the paradise. We all want to be with our Prophet. So kindly, if you don't makago tegali mulekwa, era sallama yatugamba nti amaka amalungi ge gagalimu mulekwa ng'ate alabibwa bulungi, ate amaka amabi ge gagalimu mulekwa ng'ate bamutocharenga. So abasiraamu fenna, it's our obligation okubeera neki
to have an
orphan in your house. So make sure, and before even you look for other orphans, just go in your family. I believe each family has got an orphan. I believe that. Before even you go to others, abatali family, try and look into your family. Maybe your brother, maybe you lost your uncle, maybe you lost batata mto. Try, mwa baba na bobo sokeramu. You will have more rewards, bi'idhni rahman.
Okay.
The other thing is that when someone takes care of an orphan, abeera ne barak in his businesses.
As blessing.
As a blessing. Trust me, there is no anyone who looks after an orphan or the needy or the poor that is poor. It's not easy. You know, there's being rich with money and there's being rich with contentment of the dunya. You know, when you have the contentment of the dunya, that's why I call being rich. To me, man is not all about everything. So anyone who looks after an orphan, trust me, you have the contentment. Like there is nothing that you've Allah, there is a way jakufula n'owuliranga. Subhanallah.
You have a peace of mind, you are at a comfort zone.
Yes, but that's when go misiza bulungi. You're treating
so it has
him,
a condition tagged to that.
You're treating him, you're sharing the same meal, when you're buying clothes for your kids, you buy for him or her, everything that you do for your kids, you have to make sure you do it to what? To an orphan. Because someone will ask that, what if omwana ayina empisa embi? That's why I told you, try your best. Because if it was your kid, if it was your own
son or daughter.
Yes, your biological son or daughter, you would try to do the best so that omtereza sirat al-mustaqim, isn't it? So let's try our best and have the orphans. We treat them well because we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ajatulated barak, contentment in the dunya, and so on.
And we are working for Jannah, for
paradise.
That's why we are praying 5 times a day.
Yes.
We have nawafil, the sunnah, fasting. Yes. We have a lot of obligatory acts of worship and, the optional ones. So if an orphan is really an opportunity for us, I think we can't afford to miss such an opportunity.
And the other point is that when you look after an orphan, it's a sadaqatul jariyah. One will ask, how? You know, what do we mean by sadaqatul jariyah? That is the sadaq kulukuta. I don't know what is a kulukuta.
That recurring charity.
Like when you die,
it's perpetual.
It will still benefit the community, the people. So it's a sadaqatul jariyah. How? Look, when you look like after an orphan, or maybe one, you take him to maybe to the school, you take him to Tafid, anywhere. Trust me, for example, if he becomes a doctor, a president, a mufti, or any profession, buli kyanaaba akola, it's going to be a sadaka to jariya to you.
Yeah.
If he's a doctor, he treats people, treating people.
So the blessings come your way because you are part and parcel.
Thank you.
You cultivated the good in this orphan. Therefore, you have to really shower, the benefits.
When you look after an orphan, just know you're doing sadaka to jariya for yourself, because obsirambu tugamba, when someone dies, there are three or four things that byagenda nabyo, but sadaka to jariya is part of it.
One of them.
And walad salih is also part of that.
Obedient son,
children,
righteous son,
yes.
Daughter, yeah.
So it's also part of sadaka to jariya. So I believe
the knowledge
even knowledge
continues to benefit.
That's what I was talking about. That knowledge that you will be feeding that kid, take him to school, teach him different business opportunities, and whatever we're doing today. When you die, you will still benefit from his actions. Yes, brother.
Because you would have added value to this child.
Yes, please.
And therefore, he also continues to add value to the entire community.
Yes, yes.
So that is also another bigger importance of caring for orphans. Well, thank you so much. Our dear viewers, we are still moving on with our discussion that rotates on caring for orphans. This is not a new subject. I hope you agree with me. But Father Kill, if you remind each other, you continue to cement, to consolidate the good that you know, so that you put it into practice. And this is what we are for, STV Uganda. Yes, Hajat, I want to get back to you.
Yes, please.
Regarding the issue of caring for orphans. Do you still have some other benefits you would like to share with us?
Another point is like, you'll be saving life.
Saving life?
Yes, when you look at how? Let's look at the street kids who are vulnerable, who are orphans, because the topic is about orphans. Let's look at the street kids. When you catch one street kid from the street, let's assume you just get one.
Yes.
Do you know they are doing many
they're doing a lot of crime.
Thank you so much.
They're killing.
Thank you so much.
They're endangering people.
Thank you, brother. So when you get one, you treat him well, you educate him, and you do some other things for him. What will happen? You'll be saving his life from the street. You know, and some of the street kids, basura kumbalaza, they sleep on the streets. They've got no what to eat. So you just get one. That's saving his life, whereby tajja kulya mukasasiro. He'll be feeding ku mmere nnungi. Tajja kwebaka mu mpewo, you know. That's also
we'll be associating with good people who really have good intentions.
At the end of the day, saving his or her life.
I wonder how they are living in these COVID times, because the streets are very tricky these days.
I know.
A lot of street, running. The police is hunting for whoever is on the streets.
I ask Allah to give me everything, Allah that I can save those kids. You know, they are going through a lot. There is one we picked with Sheikh Elias, my brother. We picked, there were three. We picked them from a certain street. But one of them narrated to us the story as to why he went to the street. He had one uncle. He was drunkard. His uncle was drunkard.
Okay.
He could come back every day and beat him. You know, by the time we were at the street, he called me, he told me, you know what, Hajat, I want to tell you the truth. I want you to tell you the reason as to why I'm here, but please don't judge me. So I was like, yes, it's okay, because we are giving out bread and last Ramadan. So he told me, my father died. I had an uncle, but my uncle was a drunkard. He could come back every day and beat me. He could come every day and he tortures him. So he told me one day my uncle came, he got a knife, so what that boy did, by fighting his uncle, so that Tamfumita doesn't pierce him, Akambe instead Nikafumitani, uncle, he died.
The uncle died?
Yes, the uncle died. So Subhanallah. Then I was like, what? So he killed his uncle.
And ran away.
Yes. But he didn't kill him intentionally. Yeah, it's that uncle who wanted to kill the boy. By the end,
the uncle is drunkard.
Yes.
And weak as well, because he's drunkard and he's out of conscience.
Yes.
So it became easy for the knife to pierce himself
Instead him, yeah. So the people, the community, they were judging the boy. They wanted to kill him also. So he had to go to the streets.
Okay.
He told me I had to come to the street to save my life. It's even around Kampala here, where it was one of the slum areas.
Okay.
So you find that the kids, they have got their reason as to why they are on the street. You know.
Okay.
I don't believe his father, even if he was a drunkard, I don't think the father can kill the son.
And we as a society, as a community, we are judgmental. We believe street children are there because of their own decisions. They are very stubborn, very...
Brother, I have many kids that have changed. They are Hafid al-Quran, they are memorizing Quran. They are very good kids. Because of the way we treat them, we bring counselors to them. We try like to nurture them from vulnerable to resilient. You understand? We try our best. So there's also another story I would like to, I have many stories about the orphans. Among the three that I told you about, the other one I asked him, I always ask them the reasons as to why they are so straight. The other one told me, Hajat, I'm here because my father died. He told me he comes from Chikandwa. My father died. When my father died, my Senga took me. So he was like 10 or 12 or 11 years. My Senga took me. So there is some rich man in a farm in that area. So when the man came with the wife, they were like, we need a small boy who can help us at home. You understand? They took the baby at home. The boy at home. When they took him at home, they tortured him. They tortured him badly.
They have taken a houseboy.
Houseboy, of course. He had gone for work. Because the singer thought that she was going to earn something. Maybe the situation wasn't good. I can't judge her. But the boy had come to work in Kampala. So he told me one day, they were the same age with their kid. One day they fought. The kid and the orphan, they fought. When they fought, so they had to get him dumping at a certain supermarket. You understand? Remember, they know where they got him from. How I wish Bandi Mukute, and they take him back to his Senga, but he's in Kampala. So I had to drive him back to Chikandwa. But he had stayed on street for almost 2 and something years on street. But labomtima gomuntu, to get a kid from there, you have your farm in the same village, but you can't even take the boy back to the village. Allah understand. But we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like when we die, Allah tufunira abana baffe abantu abagenda balabirira. Like we try to look at the orphans.
Why don't we take a short break on this point? Our dear viewers would like to take a very short break and get back very soon. Break, our dear viewers, on this show, The Muslim Digest. My name is Umar Musa, and Hajat Shekat. She qualifies to be a Shekat. Why not?
No.
Shania Chigozi, the country director, One Ummah Foundation, and also Mother of Orphans. We would like to make a conclusive statement, but before we do that, well, what could be the role of an individual and maybe the community at large in just a minute as we try to fight, sign out?
One, I would like to request. It's a request.
Yes.
And every parent will now try your best of buli makago gabera orphan ne wabera. If you can not stay with the orphan because what the outcomes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, try to look after an orphan maybe from far. I've got many orphans. I'm only looking after the 600 because that's what I can manage.
Yes.
Yes. Many come to me. And also, if you have an orphan there that is suffering, Taina Buyambi, please also come to me.
Okay.
We see how we can help. But ekyansinzeko singa buli nyumba yonna in Uganda efuna orphanage tuyinza okwendinga nga tetulina street kids, nga tetulina baana banywanjaga, tetulina baana basirikale mayinja. You understand?
Okay.
Because ebiseera ebisinga zezo causes ezivaamu. So try your best buli musiraamu yenna ofa olaba nti nno olabirira mulekwa oba olinayo mulekwa omu in your house.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's a concerted effort. We should stop dedicating the orphanage, concept to you who really handle these in bulk, in big numbers.
Yes.
You should start with us.
Yes, with us and in our own families.
Yes.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Yes. What is your last message you'd like to share with our audience? One,
we've grown up knowing that it's only the whites that look after, that are supposed to do sadaqah, like taking care of orphans. Like tukuze tugamba, I need a sponsor, you know. It's not, but
the whites should bring the cows to slaughter, yet
it's only the whites.
Have goats and free grass in our villages.
But according to me, or the organization, I believe we Ugandans can.
Okay.
How? Because I've built some houses for the orphans. Uganda. So we have to believe in ourselves that we can also help our Abantu Bafe. So I would like to thank you, brother, for hosting me. I would like to thank the STV management. I'm real happy, wallahi, everyone was passing and salam alaikum hajat. I'm real humbled. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, TV afeberewo. Ya Rabbi, ajuwe obukumi, ajuwe n'ebirungi byonna. I would like to send my greetings to my mom, Hajat Sarah Chigozi, my brother, Sheikh Elias Chigozi, my Jaja, Sheikh Ibrahim Onkanji, and all my families. My kids, Saif, Shafi, I know you're watching me, but mommy loves you so much, and all my orphans. Jazakumullahu khair, brother.
Wafiq, Jaza. Until meet next time, inshallah ta'ala. It has been nice hosting you on this show, and of course we shall have subsequent interactions on this course and many other issues to discuss. Till we meet next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.